So we're gonna attempt to do my own oil change on this Hyundai Veloster 2.0. This is a 2020 model. So I got it all in a ramp. And first thing I need to do is go under. Okay, so I got the, where is it? 17 millimeter bolt here. I checked the crusher is still okay. The bolt is a little stripped, so I think on my next one I'm gonna end up replacing it. But now that it's almost done dripping, barely done. Let's see. So I decided not to take this off. I'm gonna take a chance. Because somehow the way that they designed this is pretty cool. So the oil pan plug is right here. It's dripping, as you can see. And the oil filter is just right here, the blue one. Right there. So, going to attempt, I know I'm either weak or what, but I'm gonna attempt to move that by hand. And then, if not, I have a little gadget right here. This opens up and locks in. It uses a 3/8 drive, but it came with a 1-inch socket adapter, but most of my tools are 3/8. So I'm gonna replug the oil plug and then work on this. All right, and we're almost there. So I got the filter out. What I did, I think it helped, is instead of like untwisting it all the way, I just let it, once oil starts dripping, I just let it drain. Let it drip, keep that filter on there, and then when the drip stops, then remove this, remove the filter, and then just clean up. So I think that created less of a mess for me. All right, so now I'm just gonna clean up the, in fact, I need to inspect the gasket. Looks like the gasket is there. Okay, and then I'm gonna double check up in there, make sure there's no rubber gasket. I don't know if this filter has dual gasket or not, but very important, you need to make sure the gasket, the rubber gasket that's on this air filter, is not stuck on there. If it is, you will have yourself a major mess. So double check under there, the filter, to see if there's no rubber gasket. You should just see like bare metal. All right, and then while you're in there, clean it up, clean up all around, put the new filter on. All right, so once I check the filter, tighten the bolts again to make sure, put in some oil, 5W20. The sticker says here either by Shell or Quaker State, so I opted for the Quaker State 5W20, and I went ahead and got the full synthetic. So hopefully it'll run a little bit longer. My next oil change, I'm hoping to do probably in about 7,500 miles. The miles on this is roughly about 38,000, something like that. But yeah, so there. Now I'm gonna put it down on the ramp, let it run for a few minutes, park it inside here where it's level, let the engine run for a few minutes, and check the dipstick. So when I, of course, being that it's in an angle, I only put about 4 quarts while checking the dipstick. Make sure that's in the full, not above the full level, and we'll see how it goes. Once it's flat on the ground and running for a few minutes, I'm gonna double check, like I said, the dipstick to see if the fuel or the oil level is right where it's supposed to be. And if I need more, then I have at least, what's that, a quart left. So I'll do a little until I meet that full mark, if it still needs a full mark. All right, there it is. Oil change on a 2020 Veloster 2.0 base model. I don't see a lot of these on there, so it's basically simple. You see a bunch of Veloster N where, you know, it's pretty much the same setup. It's got those holes for the filter and the drain plug. The older models, I think from 2012 to maybe 2019 or so, the drain plug is actually front draining, right, which is pretty cool. But with this, I do like the cutouts, like I said, for the drain plug and the oil filter. It didn't really make a mess, so a few pointer, or one of the pointers that I wanted to give was when removing the old oil filter, loosen it out, let the oil drain. Don't take this out all the way, or else you're gonna make a big mess, right? Let it drain, take your time, right? Once it drains, once it stops, then slowly untwist it. So when you do that, you're not gonna get all that oil just like spewing out, okay? And then, once you get the old filter out, double check the rubber gasket, the black rubber gasket. It might be red, depending on, you know, who did your oil last change or whatever filter they used. But double check this red or black gasket is stuck here on the old filter. If you don't see it here, do a quick check underneath. Make sure it's not stuck there. Clean it. Clean underneath the oil filter plug or whatever, drain. Make sure you clean it well, just so you see just metal, right? Once you have that, take your new oil filter, take the new oil, grease up the gasket on the new one, and then screw it hand tight, right, back inside, and then put the oil. That's it. So ramp it up, loosen the lugs, drain the oil from the lug, the oil pan. All right, let that drain till it's top. The key here, folks, is patience. Patience, 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 right? Do that. Plug it in, the drain plug. All right. Oh, while you have the drain plug out, clean it, inspect the threads, inspect the outer thread for you to use the what do you call it, the sockets. Make sure it's okay. Mine is a little stripped, so like I said, I'm gonna have to change that on my next oil change. And then check the crusher, the oil plug crusher. Make sure it's not kind of chipped or anything like that. If it still looks good, use it. If you don't feel like like it's good enough, buy yourself a bag of oil crushers. This one here, I was gonna replace it with this, but this is a smaller size. Let's see here, 14 mil, yeah, rather than 17. You can see there, 14 mil. But it does have a magnetic thing on there, but I decided not to. It's a little small, and I wasn't sure if the ring around it is actually big enough just to cover the socket or the hole in it for the drain plug. So I'm gonna return that, but I'm gonna stick with a 17 millimeter bolt. And then the oil filter, since I'm using a synthetic, I needed to make sure I use also a synthetic filter. So this is what I use, XG9688 ultra synthetic, and the oil again is Quaker State 5W20 full synthetic. Okay, this is about 20 at a time of recording. I think I paid like $23 from Walmart, and this was about $10 and some change also from Walmart. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So now I just gotta lower it, let it run for a few minutes. Like I said, check the dipstick, make sure the oil level is full, not over, but just right at the full or close to it. If I need more, put a little bit, just a little, just to get to that level that I prefer. And then that's it. Clean up the mess, and then be responsible. Take these dirty oils a filter to your local recycling facility. All right, be good to Mother Earth. All right, we're abusing it. Time to take care of it. All right, peace.